A new study links human consciousness to a law that governs the universe. Human entropy? Our species has long agonized over the concept of human consciousness. What exactly causes it, and why did we evolve to experience consciousness? Now, a new study has uncovered a clue in the hunt for answers, and it reveals that the human brain might have more in common with the universe than we could have imagined. According to a team of researchers from France and Canada, our brains might produce consciousness as something of a side effect of increasing entropy, a process that has been taking place throughout the universe since the Big Bang. Their study has been accepted for publication in the journal Physical Reviews. The concept of entropy is famously confusing, and the definition has evolved over time. Essentially, entropy is a thermodynamic property that refers to the degree of disorder or randomness in a system. It can be summed up as a description of a system's progression from order to disorder. The second law of thermodynamics states that entropy can only remain constant or increase within a closed system. A system cannot move from high entropy to low entropy without outside interference. A common example that demonstrates entropy is an ice cube melting. The cube is in a state of low entropy, but as it melts and disorder grows, entropy increases. Many physicists think that the universe itself is in a constant state of increasing entropy. When the Big Bang occurred, the universe was in a state of low entropy, and as it continues to gradually spread out, it's growing into a higher entropy system. Based on this new study, our brain may be undergoing something similar, and consciousness happens to be a side effect of the process. The brain and disorder? To see how the concept of entropy could be applied to the human brain, the researchers analyzed the amount of order in our brains while we're conscious compared to when we're not. They did this by modeling the networks of neurons in the brains of 9 participants, 7 of whom had epilepsy. They looked at whether or not neurons were oscillating in phase with one another, as this could tell them if the brain cells were linked. They compared observations from when patients were awake and when they were asleep, and when patients with epilepsy were having seizures. The researchers found that the participants' brains displayed higher entropy when fully conscious. Quote, "We find a surprisingly simple result. Normal wakeful states are characterized by the greatest number of possible configurations of interactions between brain networks, representing highest entropy values." This is what the team wrote in their study. This finding prompted researchers to suggest that consciousness might be a side effect of a system working to maximize information exchange. In other words, human consciousness emerges due to increasing entropy. While the team's theory is exciting and will likely lead to further research exploring a potential link between human consciousness and entropy, is far from conclusive. The study's sample size was exceptionally small, so they need to replicate the results on larger groups and different types of brain states. Still, it provides a fascinating explanation for human consciousness and may be the clue that eventually helps us fully understand the strange phenomena. This is by Chelsea Good, Futurism, and it's on Humans Are Free by Alexander Light. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.